In the dim glow of a hospital delivery room, where the air hummed with the sterile beep of monitors and the hushed urgency of medical staff, a miracle unfolded that would defy all odds, and shatter a family's world in the same breath. It was a cold November night in 2007 when Emily and Sophia Hart entered the world, not as two separate cries piercing the silence but as one shared breath. Conjoined at the abdomen, their tiny bodies fused together like two halves of a fragile heart, the twins' arrival wasn't just a birth, it was a battlefield declaration against fate itself. Doctors whispered in grave tones, parents wept in equal parts joy and terror, and the world outside those walls had no idea that these girls would one day become symbols of unbreakable resilience. But as the nurses swaddled them in a single blanket, no one could predict the emotional odyssey ahead, or the astonishing transformation that awaited 18 years later. From the moment they opened their eyes, Emily and Sophia were inseparable in every sense. Their parents, Mark and Lisa Hart, were ordinary folks from a quiet suburb in Ohio, Mark a high school teacher with a passion for history, Lisa a nurse who knew the hospital corridors like the back of her hand. But nothing in their lives prepared them for this. They were our little warriors, Lisa would later recall, her voice cracking with the weight of memory. The twins shared a liver and part of their digestive system, a connection that made every movement a synchronized dance. As toddlers, they giggled in unison, one sister's tickle sending ripples through the other. Emily, the bolder of the two with her wild curls and infectious laugh, would tug Sophia toward adventure, climbing onto the couch or reaching for a forbidden cookie jar. Sophia, quieter and more thoughtful, with straight hair that framed her wide, curious eyes, balanced her out, whispering secrets that only they could share. Yet, beneath the surface of their magical bond lurked the harsh realities of their condition. Simple things the world took for granted became monumental hurdles. Doctors' appointments were endless marathons of scans and consultations, each one a reminder that their fused bodies limited their futures. At preschool, other children stared, pointing with innocent cruelty. "Why are you stuck together?" one boy asked, his words slicing like a knife. Emily would bristle, protective as ever, while Sophia retreated into silence, her small hand clutching her sister's tighter. The Harts shielded them as best they could, homeschooling them for the first few years to foster a sense of normalcy. Family outings were carefully planned, trips to the zoo where they'd ride in a custom double stroller, or backyard picnics where Mark would spin tales of ancient heroes who overcame impossible odds. But as the girls grew, so did the whispers of separation surgery, a procedure fraught with risks that could either grant them independence or tear them apart forever. The decision weighed on the family like an anchor. By age 5, the twins were old enough to understand fragments of their reality. Specialists at a renowned children's hospital in Boston explained the options: stay conjoined and face lifelong health complications, or undergo a groundbreaking separation that carried a 50% chance of survival for both. Mark paced the floors at night, haunted by nightmares of losing one or both. Lisa, drawing from her nursing background, pored over medical journals, her eyes red from exhaustion. "We can't keep them in a bubble forever," she told Mark one tearful evening. "They deserve their own lives." The twins themselves were divided. Emily yearned for freedom, dreaming of running without pulling Sophia along, while Sophia feared the void of separation. "What if I forget how to feel you?" she whispered to Emily one night, their heads pressed together under the covers. After months of soul-searching, the surgery was scheduled for the summer of 2012, when the girls were 6. The night before, the family gathered in the hospital room, sharing stories and laughter through tears. Mark read from their favorite book, The Tale of Two Sisters, a story he'd made up about twins who conquered dragons side by side. As the anesthesiologist wheeled them away, Emily squeezed Sophia's hand. "We'll be okay," she promised. "We're stronger apart because we're always together here." She pointed to her heart. The operation lasted 18 grueling hours. A team of 20 surgeons worked in shifts, meticulously dividing shared organs while preserving vital functions. Outside, the Harts clung to each other, friends and extended family forming a prayer circle in the waiting area. News outlets caught wind of the story, dubbing them the Miracle Twins, but for Mark and Lisa, it was a private hell. When the lead surgeon emerged, his scrub sweat-soaked, he delivered the words that changed everything: "Both girls are stable." The separation was successful. Recovery was a battlefield of its own. Emily and Sophia awoke in separate beds for the first time, disoriented and aching. Physical therapy began immediately, learning to walk alone, to balance without the counterweight of the other. Emily adapted quickly, her fiery spirit pushing her through pain, but Sophia struggled, her body and heart mourning the loss of constant connection. It feels empty, she confessed during a therapy session, tears streaming as she took her first solo steps. Emotional scars ran deeper. Nightmares plagued them, dreams where they reached for each other but grasped only air. The Hearts enrolled them in counseling, where the twins learned to articulate their grief. "We're like puzzle pieces," Emily said once. "We fit together, but now we have to find our own pictures." As they entered elementary school separately, new challenges emerged. No longer the conjoined twins, they were Emily and Sophia, individuals navigating a world that didn't always understand their history. Bullies targeted them for scars that peeked from shirt collars, whispering, "Freak," in hallways. Emily channeled her anger into sports, joining the soccer team where her speed and determination made her a star forward. Sophia found solace in art, her paintings a canvas for the emotions she couldn't voice, swirls of color representing their shared past and divergent futures. Friendships bloomed slowly. Emily's outgoing nature drew a circle of loyal pals, while Sophia's quiet depth attracted kindred spirits who appreciated her introspection. Teenage years amplified the emotional turbulence. At 13, Emily experienced her first crush, a boy named Alex from her history class. Dating as a former conjoined twin brought insecurities. She worried he'd see her scars as flaws. "What if he thinks I'm broken?" she confided in Sophia over late-night phone calls, their bond evolving from physical to digital. Sophia, meanwhile, grappled with identity, questioning if her shyness stemmed from years of reliance on Emily. A pivotal moment came during high school prom. Emily went with Alex, radiant in a red dress that hid her scars, but Sophia hesitated, fearing judgment. It was Emily who convinced her. "We're not defined by what we were. We're who we choose to be." Sophia attended with a group of friends, dancing under the lights and feeling, for the first time, truly seen as herself. But life threw curveballs. At 16, Sophia faced a health scare, a complication from the shared liver requiring emergency surgery. Emily rushed to her side, holding her hand through the night. "I felt it," Emily admitted later. "Like an echo in my chest when you were hurting." The incident reignited their unbreakable connection, reminding them that separation hadn't severed their souls. Mark and Lisa, watching their daughters rally, found renewed strength. "You've taught us more about love than we ever knew," Mark told them, his voice thick with pride. Now, 18 years after that fateful separation, Emily and Sophia Hart stand as testaments to the human spirit's capacity for transformation. You'd hardly recognize them from the grainy hospital photos that once captivated the nation. Emily, at 24, is a vibrant fitness influencer and motivational speaker, her athletic build sculpted from years of soccer and marathons. With over 1 million followers on social media, she shares stories of overcoming adversity, her scars proudly on display in workout videos. "These marks aren't flaws," she says in one viral post. "They're maps of where I've been." Sophia, equally stunning in her poised elegance, pursued her passion for art and became a successful graphic designer in New York City. Her illustrations grace book covers and gallery walls, often depicting themes of duality and unity, two figures merging into one, then blooming apart. Their lives intertwine in beautiful ways. Annual reunions where they swap stories of boyfriends, Emily's engaged to Alex now, careers, and dreams. They've co-authored a memoir, Two Hearts, One Journey, donating proceeds to families facing similar challenges. But what truly stuns the world isn't their physical appearances, though both radiate confidence and beauty, it's their inner glow. Emily's once wild curls are now styled in a chic bob, framing a face etched with laughter lines from a life fully lived. Sophia's straight hair falls in waves, her eyes sparkling with the wisdom of quiet strength. Through it all, the twins' story delivers a profound message: true connection transcends the physical. In a world that often divides us, Emily and Sophia remind us that separation can birth individuality without erasing bonds. Challenges forge us, resolutions empower us, and love, whether fused or free, endures. As Sophia puts it, we were born together to learn how to fly apart. Their journey inspires millions. If two little girls can defy the odds and emerge as extraordinary women, what can't you achieve? Remember these conjoined twins. Look at them now, not just with your eyes, but with your heart. They're living proof that miracles aren't just born, they're built, one resilient step at a time.